Good morning. Today we're going to take a look at XRP and then jump over to the Sigma coin. So we got the breakdown starting that we were expecting here. So we've got XRP, basically completed a correction, then a wave one, wave two, and now we're in this larger wave three. Realistically, I expect that this ABC leg here of the next impulse is probably going to result in a pullback down to this area here, which is our measurement at $2.52. So length of time for this to happen is really the question. Most people are just really wanting to know time, and it is challenging. We can have a few different ways that we look at it, and we'll just kind of check in those here today. But primarily we have wave one, wave two, and then this is the beginning of wave three. So as long as we stay above $1.91, then this is a valid wave 2 correction. And notice we've put this VWAP here. So we went over this on the weekend. We have a fair market value coming right into the same area that the measured move of wave A and B of the C leg comes down to, which is $2.52. So realistically, I think that's a fairly reasonable target to go for. And obviously you can wick below and above, but this would be the area of interest for me to re-long. Currently I have a short opened up, and I have gone to spot, out of spot into RLUSD, and I will be reaccumulating XRP at a lower price. So zooming in now on the shorter time frames, we have some structures to kind of be aware of how our count is going thus far. So we have the completion of so we're going to be doing 5 waves down as the anticipation. Currently we're stuck under resistance, right? So we found support, now we're turning it into resistance, and this will be our next rejection lower. So we have a wave 1 down, which we can see we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves down. Then we did an ABC up for 2, okay? And then we've got a wave 3, and the wave 3 is going to comprise of 5 waves down. So we got 1, 2, and then this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we'll probably sweep below this low over here at this spot, okay? Then we'll come back up into supply again, probably somewhere around, let's just say right there, right? We'll just find resistance again at that fib. Then we come down and we complete the final rollover. Now this wave 4 may take a while, and then we kind of finish this 5th wave down here, right? So this is kind of the anticipation of the structure that I'm looking for. And again, this may get front ran. We may not hit this level. We may stop here, here, here. So this is all the area of interest. So we're thinking less about perfect price and more so about where, right? And maybe something like this would be the area of where we can expect. So, so that's kind of how we're playing this trade. So it's just patience, right? The time it takes. My thoughts are that we have a possible quicker pullback here for XRP itself, and then it can start working its way out of here. And this logic is just simply taking the length of time that we spent going down for wave A, and then just taking that. This is all we're doing. Just taking this, sticking it right there. That's all. We're just moving, boom, boom, and just saying this one is going to be as long as that one, right? And if that's the case, and that's all we're looking at, then we would be done and wrapping this up by next Saturday. So we only have like 6 days of sadness, so not too bad. And so now obviously this can stretch, change, move. Everybody's always like, when is it going to happen? Blah, blah, blah. But what we're looking at here is just trying to get a guess, right? So this is just a guess. But the idea being is we're coming down into this area of interest. Additionally, yesterday we looked into our dominance chart, and this was starting to roll over and break down. So we haven't set a new lower low yet, but this is the area that I would expect it to pull back down to. We've been questioning this for a while, and it's still a question if that was enough. But per the count, it seems to check that this would be the gap close that we would be looking for XRP. Now, what's intriguing here is if we look at the overall market here on the side, you can see Corium's actually up today. Matic, of all things, is up. Sologenic is actually 0, now outperforming XRP, which could be one of the indicators that they're starting to see layer 2s go. Cardano's still at 90 cents, right? So even with these types of things, these pullbacks may in fact be more shallow for the altcoins, and we have a larger pullback for Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance, still working on trying to get back up above this gap close area after completing a pullback of the 5-wave move down, which we can also interpolize as an ABC correction thus far, and maybe there's more of that it needs to do. So we have that happening. And so so just a lot of stuff going on in the background. Now, I think what's intriguing here also is we have a lot of liquidity to the upside, and they're getting all these shorts loaded up. Most of them are here to the upside right now. There's this volume gap right here. So I surmise that we come down, they get some longs going, and then we finally get down here, and 264 looks like a really good target that we could potentially see happening. And we know that they need to get some more longs because right now on the velo data, there hasn't really been, despite the pull down, no change in the open interest, but it has flipped negative. So shorts are loading up. So I think what would be probably likely to happen is a pull back up into this region here, and then another rollover, because they need to get rid of some shorts that are happening here, and they also need to get some longs loaded up, which they are just haven't shown up yet because we're majority of our open interest is negative. And you can see each time that we have these negative moves, generally we have a pop, a short pop, and then we can take it back again, get some more longs loaded up, and then it goes down, and then eventually we can start seeing a reversal. So but ultimately this is, in my opinion, going to be a continuation of a rollover that we're just working on right now, because that's pretty bear flaggy. And then the expectation is that within this wave 3 we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and in this wave 3 of 3 we're going to end up having 5 waves, something like that maybe. So anyways, that's the idea. So waves within waves within waves, and we're going to be looking for this rollover to the lower levels to re-long. But ultimately this is a bullish move. We're going to get down here, and then we're going to go to the upside. So that's kind of what I'm checking in here on XRP. Now in meme coin land, Sigma's still holding on by a thread, still setting a higher low, but it looks like we're probably, I mean, man, talk about RSI completely overdone, right, to the downside. 12-hour completely overdone to the downside. Daily just about definitely down here, and then the Stotch is working on it, and the 3-day even, yeah, completely overdone. So everything is like super suppressed in the XRPL memes right now. Just no buyers of any kind are showing up. So the question is, will we hold this higher low and work out to looking like Ethereum Classic, where we hold the higher low and then just chop while XRP moves to its downside? Or do we pull the Cardano, where we end up sweeping into this lower low and then going out of here? So that's the question mark. And right now I'm leaning towards the Cardano one, where we may end up coming down to 1.3 million market cap, which is insane how much these things could fall. But for now, that's just kind of my thoughts. We'll see how it ends up trading. But very little, you know, the good news is going to be a huge sale when people do finally change their mental view on how these things are going to happen, because I think they just need to believe that it's going to go. So a little bit more, so basically some more downside. Right now we're looking at, from our current price, a potential pullback down of 15%. I'm here for it, so I can get an increase in my overall XRP holdings. And then we kind of go from there. So even if we come up short, let's say we hit this number here at 261 or even 265, we're looking at 12 to 11%, and that won't be too horrible. So we'll see how that plays. So but yeah, the memes are telling us that we may still have a reversal here. We'll see how that plays. And then just for fun, let's just do a quick measurement of how much of a pullback this ends up being. That checks, that matches our XRP drawdown. So yeah, so that may be ultimately what we end up doing, and we end up going and looking like Cardano before we match out of here. So hopefully that's helpful, and we'll check in tomorrow. Thanks so much.